days, we don't need that.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call the November 21st meeting of the Columbia County Planning Commission to order. If you'd stand with us, Commissioner Wilder will lead us in our invocation. Commissioner Henderson will lead us in the pledge.
How about with me? Dear Lord, we want to thank you for another beautiful day in this county, in this country that we live in. We want to ask you to look over us tonight as we try our best to do the best for the citizens that come before us. We ask you to look over all of our first responders that are out there day and night protecting us here. All these things in Jesus' name.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of one nation,
Thank you. And if I could remind you to please silence your cell phones. We do have 4 or 5 commissioners present for a quorum tonight. Gentlemen, have you had a chance to review the minutes from the last meeting where I was absent? If you have no changes, we'll need a motion for approval.
Chairman, I move that we approve the minutes from the previous meeting.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor? And the motion passes 3 with 1 abstention. We've had a chance to look at the agenda tonight. I don't believe we've got any additional items, so we'll need approval or a motion for approval of the agenda as it stands.
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor? Motion to approve the agenda passes 4-0. Before we begin, I'd like to take a moment to clarify that the Planning Commission is a recommending body to the Columbia County Board of Commissioners. Decisions made on rezoning and variance requests tonight will be forwarded to the Commissioners for final action on December 3rd, 2019 at 6 p.m. in this same chamber. If you wish to address the Board of Commissioners at their meeting, please see Ms. Jennifer Neal, and she'll give you a request to speak form. We are not that formal in this body, so if you would like to get up and give us some additional information on anything that is presented in our public hearing, or if you have a comment you'd like to make in the public section of our comments at the end of the meeting, please raise your hand. We'll ask you to come forward to the microphone and limit your comments to around 3 to 5 minutes. That being said, we'll move directly into tonight's agenda. We've got some unfinished business. Ms. Bolte, we've got a conceptual plan for Cemetery Road.
Yes, sir. This is a concept plan for 41 new lots off Cemetery Road on several parcels. Properties are located south of Grovetown on the west side of Newmantown Road. Existing site conditions. This particular project is not serviced by county utilities, so the lots would be on individual wells and septic systems. The current plan called for about 41 lots. This was tabled due to us not having a soil survey, so the health department not being able to verify that the lots were feasible as building lots. We did receive the soil survey, but we did not receive it until Tuesday morning, and the health department has not had a chance to fully review it yet. You can see in red here on the plan areas where the soil survey is likely to change the lot layout. We're waiting for final review of that. We are recommending to table this to December 5th to allow the health department time to complete that review.
Gentlemen, do you have any questions of staff? If we don't have any, this is not a public hearing, so we'll need a motion to approve, deny, or to table.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to table this item to December 5th.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor? Motion to table to December 5th carries 4-0. Ms. Bolte, we're still with you. We've got an item for information only, file MW 19-11-01, minor waiver.
Yes, sir. This was a minor waiver for the property at 3104 Knox Farm Road. This was part of a fairly recent final plat at the end of Purbeck Lane. This property was noted on the preliminary plat as needing a minor waiver. It's a fairly narrow lot with a sewer easement running across the back of it. The minor waiver was approved to reduce the front setback by 5 feet, which is 10% of the required setback, to 45 feet from the center line. That was approved November 6th, 2019.
Okay. Thank you very much. We have three final plats. Ms. Bolte, we're still with you. Final plat for Kalari 4.
Yes, sir. This first final plat is for Section 4 of Kalari, which is located off Baker Place Road. 77 lots on just over 29 acres. This is the location within Kalari, Baker Place Road, down here in the right with the main entrance. And the final plat includes 77 single-family lots with an average lot size of 9,905 square feet and a minimum lot size of 7,800 square feet. The lots in Kalari have a minimum 20-foot setback from the front property line and minimum 5-foot side and 10-foot rear setbacks. Sidewalks are to be provided on both sides of the road, and there are 2.04 acres of open space in this section. And staff is recommending approval.
Okay, gentlemen, any questions on Kalari 4? If not, I'll need a motion to approve, deny, or to table.
Chair, I move to approve the final plat for Kalari 4.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor? Motion to approve Kalari 4 passes 4-0. Ms. Bolte, final plat for Linsmore 3.
Yes, sir. This is a final plat for the last 3 lots in Section 3 of Linsmore. This is part of the Canterbury Farms planned unit development. This is at the very back of the project. The remainder of Section 3 of Linsmore has already been final platted. These lots were held out due to some engineering with the soils on the site. That's all been corrected, so they are requesting the final plat approval for these last 3 lots. The average lot size for these 3 is 10,018 square feet, and the setbacks are 25 feet from the right-of-way and minimum 7.5 feet on the side and 10 feet on the rear. And staff is recommending approval.
Gentlemen, any questions on Linsmore 3? If not, we'll need a motion to approve, deny, or to table.
Chairman, I move that we approve the final plat for Linsmore 3.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Motion to approve Linsmore 3 passes 4-0. Ms. Bolte, we're still with you. Final plat for River Oaks Section 1.
Yes, sir. This is Section 1 of River Oaks located off Hardy McManus Road. It's currently zoned R2, single-family residential. They are starting with the entrance off Hardy McManus for this first section. And they are including 44 lots. They all meet the requirements for the R2 zoning district. The minimum lot size in this section is 10,861 square feet. Lots will have minimum front setbacks of 55 feet from the center line of the roads and minimum side and rear setbacks of 10 feet. Sidewalks are to be provided on one side of the roads along with an off-street trail system. And they will have a connection to the future Bucci Creek Greenway. Staff is recommending approval.
Gentlemen, any questions, staff? If not, we'll need a motion to approve, deny, or to table.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the final plat for River Oaks Section 1.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Motion to approve River Oaks Section 1 passes 4-0. We have 3 items in our public hearing section tonight. Mr. Butler, file RZ 191105.
No, sir, this is a request for rezoning at 4803 Technology Drive from M1 and C2 to M1 Light Industrial. Property is located on the east side of Technology Drive, just north of the post office. You can see the zoning here. It is currently split zoned. Pretty much everything to the north of it is zoned M1. The south, you have this section is zoned C2. The M1 portion was rezoned in 1986, and the C2 portion was rezoned in 1987. And this has created a split zone situation. Property. There will be the site again and currently undeveloped site. Also a plat of the property. So the applicant is requesting what they plan to do is combine this with the property to the north, and it's kind of skewed here. Actually, it's probably to the north here. They're going to combine the property together and then create an office warehouse complex. One of the issues here, you do have this piece, this section that's zoned C2. Because of that, there are some buffer requirements and setbacks. They actually have to eliminate this entire building in order to keep the current split zoning. Staff doesn't really like to have split zoning because, again, what it creates. So, again, the request to rezone it all to M1 would allow for the office warehouse complex to be built on both properties. Staff really has no issues with the entire development itself. It is within the Martinez Activity Center. So, again, that does allow for this sort of development. Staff is recommending approval of the request.
Gentlemen, any questions of staff? Is the applicant here this evening? Yes, sir. Would you like to come forward and give us any additional information? Okay, awesome. This is a public hearing. Is there anyone here that'd like to speak either for or against this particular rezoning? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing and accept a motion to approve, deny, or to table.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to approve file RZ 191105.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Motion to approve file RZ 191105 passes 4-0. Ms. Mystery, file RZ 191104.
Thank you, sir. This is a rezoning for a location at 405 and 409 Beverly Road. It's on 1.13 acres, and the current zoning is C2 General Commercial, and the request is for C3 Heavy Commercial. This is the location, and it's off Beverly Road, close to South Bel Air Road. The zoning map shows the red, which is a C2 zoning, and there's a number of different zonings around it: industrial, commercial, residential. This is the aerial of the two properties. So at the moment, they are two residential properties. They're going to be demolished and developed into two offices. This is the current plat. These are photographs of the two residential units at the moment. This is the concept plan provided by the applicant. There's two office buildings proposed. One is likely to be a heating and ventilation contractor and a related business next door. There will be a central drive up here. They will share parking on both sides. This is the future land use map, and it is in the Interstate Activity Center. And multiple commercial uses and industrial uses are surrounding that property. And staff is recommending approval from C2 to C3, no conditions.
Thank you, ma'am. Gentlemen, do you have any questions of staff? This is a public hearing. Is the applicant here this evening? Yes, sir. Would you like to come forward and give us any additional information? All right. Thank you. Is there anyone else here that would like to speak either for or against this particular rezoning? Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing and accept a motion to approve, deny, or to table.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve file RZ 191104.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries 4-0. Ms. Mystery, file VA 191102.
Yes, so this is a variance for exactly the same location that we just looked at for the rezoning. So everything on the details stay the same. It's a variance to 90-98 for the lot and structure requirements and 90-139 for buffers and screening. Again, we'll just run through the location of the property, the current zoning, and the aerial, and the plat. Photographs are all the same. Okay, so this photograph is showing the property where the multi-tenant commercial building is to the right-hand side of the photograph. It shows an existing concrete driveway, which the applicant would like to keep for the new development as a service drive. And part of the reduction in the variance to the buffer is for this portion of the property. Based on the concept plan, the C2 to C3 to C2 zoning requires a 20-foot wide structural buffer, which is the green line. And the C3 zoning requires a 30-foot side setback. And the request is to reduce the structural buffer on the perimeter and where the driveway is. The existing driveway is about this section here. Here's the concept plan with the buffer showing. So the reduction will be a 10-foot structural buffer, which is the green line shown on there. So staff recommends approval with the following conditions. Number one, the structural buffer requirement is reduced to 10 feet in width. And number two, if the existing driveway on the north side is maintained as a service drive, the buffer requirement is reduced to 0 for that section only. And side and rear setbacks are reduced to 10 feet.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Gentlemen, you have any questions of staff? Is the applicant here? Same verse, same as the first? If you'd like to come forward, come on. If not, All right, this is a public hearing. If there's anybody else that'd like to speak either for or against this particular variance, speak now, forever hold your peace. Seeing none, I'll close the public hearing and accept a motion to approve, deny, or to table.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the variance file VA 191102.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
With conditions, I'm sorry.
Second still hold?
I'll second that.
All right, any discussion? All in favor? Motion to approve carries 4-0. We have two text amendments on the agenda tonight. Mr. Butler, text amendment ordinance 9-14.
Mr. Chair, I think we need to have some drama this evening. We haven't had any. So anyway, this might cause
It's
some.
unusual for us.
Yeah, I know, I'm kind of, this is interesting. So, the first text amendment before you tonight is section 9-140 landscaping. What this does predominantly, it changes, currently the code requires a 3-inch caliper tree, or a 3-inch DBH tree. We have been, for the past 2 years, requiring a 2.5-inch caliper because they're not available, what it comes down to.
3.
Or 3, well, no, it requires a 3, but we've been saying you can use a 2.5 because they're not available with any of the nurseries in the area. What this code amendment does is it changes, within the code, it changes it to 2.5-inch caliper and also removes the DBH, diameter breast height requirement as well. Again, that's not really used by many nurseries, so again, you walk in and you ask for that, they're gonna look at you funny. So that's one of the changes there. We also have a change that a landscape plan can be prepared by an engineer, an architect, landscape architect. That's primarily what we see are those 3. Now, we've also added in a provision that if a landscape designer or installer wants to do it, they do have the ability to apply to our planning services director and also in consultation with our landscape architect, kind of their previous work, and they can be put on the list to be able to do that. It kind of opens up a number of people that could do that to the business owners in the community, and also could take some of the load off of Bo with his designs. That change is proposed within this amendment. We also have a section that speaks to a alternative landscape plan. Before, that was at the end of 9-140. That's been moved up to the front of it. The idea, there are no changes to that. The idea there is the alternative landscape plan allows you to kind of do things a little more creatively. But being at the end of the section, we saw a lot of times the out-of-town engineers and ones who hadn't submitted us before, they wouldn't get to that point. They would look at it and they'd say, "Oh gosh, I got to do all these requirements." They start going to work and they say, "I have this problem." They call us. We say, "Well, you can always do an alternative landscape plan." And so putting it more at the front, it kind of allows them to say, "Okay, I got options I can work with here." This has kind of been recommended by our tree advisory board in consultation with staff, and staff is recommending approval of this text amendment.
Okay. Would you like to take these companion amendments together, or?
They're both very similar, so it wouldn't be an issue. 9-141, again, we talked earlier about the 3-inch caliper requirement. This changes that also to 2.5-inch and changes it from DBH to caliper. That's the only change within that section. Other changes are proposed.
Gentlemen, do you have any questions? This is a public hearing, so is there anyone here that would like to speak either for or against these text amendments over a 1/2 inch of tree caliper measurement? Come on now. So I'll close the public hearing and accept a motion to approve, deny, or to table these text amendments. And I'm assuming with whatever we do, they'll forward to the commissioners
That is
for
correct.
their consideration.
Chair, I move to approve text amendment 191101 and 191102.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? To approve carries 4-0. We have no legal matters tonight. Do we have any staff or commissioner comments? I'd just like to say, while I've been out of town, I appreciate y'all picking up the slack for me and covering for me. And I've got 2 more weeks on my contract up in New York, and I'll be back here full time. So, with that being said, do we have any public comments? Okay. Seeing none, I will accept a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries 4-0. Meeting adjourns. Who had 19 minutes?
Wow.
You had 19? Means he gets to pick dinner next.